very good morning to you and welcome to Sports Recap on Hughes TV. It has been an exciting weekend. We saw a lot of actions going down in the World Cup. Good morning, I am Aidan Lubem.
Very good morning to you, Lubem, and good morning to you, viewer. It's another time to be here, and of course, Morocco is just the name in everyone's lips here in Africa, even the world at large. No one saw an African team going this far. Unbeaten run continues. I am Richard Badung.
All right, let's quickly start from the local stories where the Nigeria Football Federation, that is the NFF, are expected to soon decide on whether to go with a proposal for the Flying Eagles to train in Spain or fly the team out earlier to Egypt ahead of next year's Under-20 AFCON. Officials said the Football Federation has received a proposal for the country's Under-20s to train in Spain before they fly out to in Egypt in February. The initial plan was for the Flying Eagles to go to Egypt more earlier before the kickoff of the Under-20 so as to get used to the prevailing cold weather conditions. In preparations for the Under-20 World Cup, do you see the Nigerian side going to Egypt?
Yeah, I think going to Egypt will be the best option because when you go to Spain now, go to Egypt, I think it's waste of resources. Why not just fly them to Egypt once and for all, and you round up all the expenses, all the calculation. This is the same NFF that will come out after now to see there is no money in the in the vault, and now they will start begging the federal government to actually come to their support. I think we don't need all those things for now. If there is a means, just take them to Egypt. All the spending you would have done in Spain, you would actually do them in Egypt. There is no need going to Egypt to Spain. The facilities are also there in Egypt. I think Egypt is more organized than any West African when it comes to football. So I think them hosting this, they have everything in place. Just put them there. They should be used to the weather, and of course, so they won't give excuses that the weather in Egypt actually because it's cold now in Egypt. So I think from now till February it will be cold in Egypt. So they have no reason to just take them to Spain. Egypt is just the best option for that.
All right, then, still talking about football, this time from the women's category. We're barely 7 months to the start of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, which will be co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand. The World Soccer ruling body has released training and accommodation centers for the participating teams. Yes, 32 countries, including Nigeria Super Falcons, qualified for the global football showpiece. Former African champions qualified for the World Cup after they finished fourth in the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Apart from Nigeria, Morocco, Zambia, champion South Africa are the other African countries that have qualified, while Cameroon and Senegal can still sneak in through the playoffs.
Yeah, 5 teams to actually represent in a kickoff of 32. I think definitely the African side, that's Nigeria, of course, has what it takes to actually be in the World Cup. And with the guidance of this coach, so many questions has been thrown, has been asked. But I think going to the World Cup, it's just a good one that FIFA has actually done this earlier. It should be happening, I think, in July, and now it's just December. So the Nigerian side does not have any reason not to perform well. If we don't perform, let's understand that probably it's because we don't really have the quality of players. But let's give a good game at least. Let's go to the quarterfinals. Other countries are coming. South Africa is no underdog in this particular one. They've been in the World Cup before. Zambia also are coming in also. And we still wait Cameroon and Senegal. One of them will surely join, although I see Cameroon joining ahead of Senegal in that particular one. But for everything in total, I just think it's actually a good move from FIFA.
All right, then, still talking about continental football, African football ruling body has confirmed the date for the announcement of the host of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Guinea was stripped of the hosting rights in October 2022 after it failed to meet the requirement in terms of infrastructure. The bidding process was reopened in November, and numerous countries have indicated an interest in staging the biennial event. Among the interested countries are Morocco, Algeria, South Africa, Senegal, and Zambia. The football body on Sunday announced that the new host country will be announced on February 10, 2023.
Though we expect Cote d'Ivoire to host the next one, that's in 2024. What's coming up in 2025, we'll be hosting the next one in 2025, I think, is the question now. We don't know, although we're waiting to see. And I don't see it going to I don't see it coming to West Africa or going to North Africa this time. Of course, it will surely be going to the South Africans. So I think a South African country might likely take the day amongst those that were listed. That's all I see. But it can still come back to West Africa. No one knows because they still have West African countries there. We'll just wait for February 10th to see whoever matches up the bid.
That's right. I'm moving now to the international scene where England strode to a comfortable 8-wicket win over West Indies in the first 2020 in Antigua. The hosts limped to 105-7 from their 20 overs after a fine all-round bowling performance in England. Seamer Lauren Bell starred with 3-26 and spinner Sophie Ecclestone conceded just 6 runs from 4 overs. West Indies battered struggle throughout the 50-over encounters, and the trend continued in the shorter format, with Rashada Williams, 23 years, and Chanel Hendricks, 21 years, the only contributions of note. And of course, Warden took control of the chase, supported by opening partner Sophie Dunkley's 25, and capitalized on some loose bowling from a deflated West Indies attack.
All right, I think it's actually a good one there from White. And away from that to the NBA, where Golden State Warriors have sent a huge message to NBA rivals Boston Celtics with a 123-107 victory in San Francisco in the repeat of last season's finals. The Warriors have struggled so far in their title defense, while the Celtics have the league's best record. Klay Thompson hit 34 points for the home side, and Steph Curry, of course, weighed in with 32, including 6 3-pointers, the master of pointers. Golden State went into the game 4th in the West Conference Pacific Division after back-to-back defeats, and while they improved their record to 14 wins and 13 losses, they still have plenty to do to get their season back on track.
That's right. Our congratulations to the Golden State Warriors. Elsewhere, the Brooklyn Nets were confident in the Conference Atlantic, and they closed the gap on the Celtics with a 136-133 victory over the Indiana Pacers in Indianapolis. And now going away to our boxing welterweight, where Terence Crawford retained his WBO welterweight world title with a 6-round knockout of David Anderson in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska.
All right, I think it was a great one for the welterweight man. He has actually done very well to get up there. But the big one remains tomorrow. The semi-final of the World Cup, of course, will be going down. Croatia and Argentina will be starting that one on tomorrow, which is Tuesday. That will actually be a face-off for each other. Croatia has a Luka Modric. Argentina has a Lionel Messi. Of course, it's the battle of the midfield. So far, Messi has contributed to Argentina's goal, scoring 4 of the goals, and of course, assisting 3 at the same time. So I don't know, from your own perspective, who do you actually see coming out, better in this particular one?
Well, like you said earlier, it's the battle of the midfield, and so we know that football, the possession is mostly won in the midfield, and so Luka Modric, a master in his own class, then Lionel Messi, both of them award best holders, with Lionel Messi 7 and Luka Modric with just 1. So we hope to see if Luka Modric is going to improve on his world best player tallies. Perhaps he will have to give in all to dominate a Lionel Messi star-studded Argentina side, but I see Croatia doing the damage this time.
All right, England, of course, it was a sad day for them, and of course, the future of Gareth Southgate is in line. But from our legends already, they say he still has a lot of unfinished business with the 3 Lions. Let's get to see what happens when Morocco faces France, as Morocco remains unbeaten amongst the semi-finalists in this tournament. Croatia also unbeaten. Let's just hope to see what happens at the end of the semi-final. I am Richard Badun.
And I am Ainan Lubem. Thank you for watching.